Hi, my name is Chad, and I've been a pastor for over 25 years, and I share content on doctrine and church history. Today's big question is, what are the ancient historical explanations of baptism? The earliest record we have beyond the scriptures is from the Didache, also known as the Teachings of the 12 Apostles, and this document was written about 100 AD. In chapter 7 of this document, it gives very specific instructions for the practice of baptism. It says it's supposed to be in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, in cold running water, and the person being baptized is to fast for 1 or 2 days beforehand. We have writings about Christian worship in AD 112 from Pliny, about the same time from Ignatius, but their descriptions on church practice didn't even mention baptism. But finally, between AD 150 and 155, Justin Martyr's writings gave descriptions of Christian worship where he described the baptismal service, and we learned that the candidates would have to fast and pray for a certain amount of time. Afterwards, they were taken before believers and prayed for, and these prayers were centered around the themes of being counted worthy, living according to the commandments, and being saved with an everlasting salvation. Around 200 AD, there were writings called the Apostolic Tradition, probably written by Roman Bishop Hippolytus. He was martyred for his faith. And these early 3rd century writings gave details on how they practiced baptism. So beforehand, the candidates were to have their lives examined for pious living and good works. And they tested them to make sure they weren't demon possessed. And they went through a multiple day process of washing, praying, and reading the scriptures. And then on the day of their baptism, they were to pray over the water. They were prayed over and anointed by others. They were told to renounce Satan. And if there were need for confession, they would make confession before baptizing. Then they'd be anointed again. And the one thing we don't get in these accounts is how they were baptized physically, whether they were sprinkled, poured over, dunked. These ancient writings, other than the first one with cold running water, are silent on that. But so far, all the way up until the early 3rd century, those who were being baptized were people capable of fasting, praying, reading, renouncing, and confessing. And obviously, these ancient writings aren't talking about infants. I'll talk about that in the next video. Where did that come from? But for now, that's all I've got to say about that. Thanks for listening.